For making the viral Dubai chocolates, here are all the ingredients that we are going to need. We have our mold, our chocolate, our pistachio butter, tahini, and I have phyllo dough that is raw. If you are able to get your hands on kataifi that is already shredded and probably even roasted because they have it already toasted, grab your hands on those, because I am going to be very honest with you. If you are using phyllo dough, the process to cut it and then toast it takes approximately 40 minutes total. So if you are able to get your hands on that, just grab it already made. I know it's a little bit expensive on Amazon compared to the phyllo dough, which was $3. The kataifi that is already shredded is about $12.99. So here what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and unroll our phyllo dough, and it comes in this little roll. You're just going to unroll it because there is paper in the center. So what we want to do is we want to remove that paper, and that's what I'm doing here. So go ahead and unroll it, and then we are going to roll it back so that we are able to cut it. Now, another thing I do want to let you know is that when you are cutting it, it starts to kind of merge together, and the point of it all is to shred it and take it apart. So some of this is going to seem a little bit pointless, but I promise you that it helps for you to cut it and try to separate it. But again, the process is so long. So honestly, if you're able to get your hands on the actual chocolates already made from someone else, do that. I know they're a little bit expensive, but it's also expensive to get all the ingredients. So here we're adding half a bar of butter, and you want to make sure that it is melted. Then you're going to go ahead and add in your phyllo dough that you cut and shredded. And this is where the process gets really hard. You have to continuously stir and mash the phyllo dough to get it to this consistency where it's really toasty. But once 40 minutes passes, this is what you have. For part 2, we are adding in 6.5 ounces of pistachio butter to our whole pack of toasted phyllo dough, and we're adding in 1 tablespoon of tahini. When I first made this recipe, it was a little bit dry, so I feel like you have to add the whole jar to make sure that it is a nice consistency. For my chocolate, I'm using Ghirardelli melting chocolate. I am using milk chocolate. You can use dark chocolate, but I feel like this was delicious. So you're gonna go ahead and melt that for 30 seconds in the microwave, and then add this in to your mold. I'm using heart molds because it's February, Valentine's Day, and this is what I had on hand, but you can really use any molds, like silicone molds that you have to make these chocolates. And you can also make a whole bar. You don't have to make little chocolates. Once we cover the whole bottom, make sure to place that into the refrigerator for approximately 5 minutes just to make sure it sets. And then go ahead and add in your mixture into all the cavities and add in some more melted chocolate on top. Be sure to cover every single little part so that the insides of the chocolate do not come out. And we're going to go ahead and place this into a refrigerator for approximately 10 minutes so they can set. Also, as a side note, if you've never had pistachio butter or tahini, I suggest you try it before you make this recipe. The flavors are very interesting, very earthy, and delicious. Now you can take them out of the refrigerator and remove every single chocolate from all the cavities. It's better to use a silicone mold because it's easier to unmold or demold your chocolates. This is how they look. This is the final look, and I highly recommend that if you do make this, like I said in the beginning, make sure you get your hands on a bag of kataifi that is already shredded, because the actual process of making it was very time consuming. Another thing that I do want to mention is that you can definitely add less pistachio butter, but I recommend adding more, or the whole amount that I recommended, because I started with less and I felt like the inside, the actual filling was a little bit dry. Overall delicious, but a little bit dry. This is how my first batch looks. I really hope you make this recipe. If you do, let me know in the comments below.